It's a question that seems almost too straightforward. What did ancient humans do all day without the 9 to 5 grind? And yet, when you start peeling back the layers, it opens up a whole world of exploration into human adaptability and culture. Picture this, a group of humans, thousands of years ago, sitting around a flickering fire as the sun dips below the horizon. The evening is filled with laughter, storytelling, and the rhythmic sound of tools crafting weapons or jewelry. You might not expect it, but one of the most fascinating aspects of this lifestyle involves a surprising figure: 20 hours. Some researchers suggest this is how little time they dedicated to tasks we'd consider work. So, what exactly were ancient humans doing with their time? And how did these activities shape the fabric of societies we know today? Let's start with the concept of subsistence living, a term anthropologists use to describe a lifestyle focused on meeting basic needs. In essence, it's about sourcing food and materials directly from the environment. In hunter-gatherer societies, like the Kun people of the Kalahari Desert, this meant a focused effort on tasks like foraging and hunting. Some studies suggest they spent an average of just about 15 to 20 hours a week engaging in these activities. That's substantially less than the modern full-time job. Another fascinating example is the Inupiat people of the Arctic Circle, who rely heavily on fishing and hunting sea mammals. They work intensely during certain seasons, but then spend extended periods in storytelling and crafting during the darker months. This sounds like a pretty easygoing life, until you consider the unpredictable nature of the environment. For instance, a drought could drastically reduce available food, forcing communities to travel vast distances to survive. Yet they adapted remarkably, developing intricate knowledge of seasonal cycles and animal behaviors. It's this adaptability that underscores the deeper question: how did these societies organize their time so efficiently and effectively? How did they fill the rest of their days when survival wasn't pressing? Enter the concept of social cohesion activities. These are behaviors that strengthen group bonds and shared identity, which can range from storytelling and music to complex rituals. The Hadza of Tanzania, for instance, spend significant time dancing and sharing stories, creating a strong community bond. A similar emphasis on communal activities can be observed in the Aboriginal Australians, where songlines, songs that map out the landscape, are passed down through generations, fostering a deep cultural connection. Yet here's where it gets interesting. You'd think these societies would maximize efficiency in their leisure activities, but they often engage in tasks that seem labor-intensive, like creating elaborate clothing or jewelry. The key here is that these activities aren't just about utility. They serve as markers of identity and status, enriching the community's fabric. This raises a more intriguing question: how did ancient humans perceive and understand the passage of time? To answer that, we turn to natural time markers, a concept where natural events guide daily rhythms rather than clocks or calendars. The ancestral Puebloans, who built their lives around the cycles of the sun and moon, organized agricultural practices accordingly. Their structures at Chaco Canyon, for instance, align with celestial events, serving both practical and ceremonial purposes. Similarly, the Ainu people of Japan used seasonal signs, like the bloom of specific flowers, to determine the timing of hunts and rituals. However, not all societies relied solely on these markers. The Maya, for example, are believed to have developed an advanced calendar system to track time. But even with this complexity, their daily life was deeply intertwined with the natural environment, showing a sophisticated understanding of time that complemented their cultural practices. This begs the question: what role did individual creativity and innovation play in shaping these ancient societies? That's where technological adaptation comes into play. This idea encompasses how ancient technologies developed to solve problems and improve life efficiency. The Polynesians, renowned for their navigation skills, are believed to have created advanced outrigger canoes for long-distance travel, a technological marvel driven by necessity and innovation. On another continent, the Mesopotamians developed early forms of writing and record-keeping, facilitating the management of agriculture and trade. But technology's influence wasn't unilateral. Environmental challenges often prompted technological strides. For instance, the desert-dwelling Nabateans developed sophisticated water collection and storage systems that allowed them to thrive in arid conditions. This constant push and pull between environment and innovation highlights a key aspect of human resilience. At the heart of all this is a captivating question. How did these ancient activities influence modern human behavior and societal structures? Consider the principle of communal knowledge retention, a method by which societies store and transmit collective wisdom. This mechanism involves using stories, symbols, and oral traditions to encode information crucial to survival and cultural identity. The San people of southern Africa, for instance, are believed to have used detailed rock art dating back thousands of years to convey hunting techniques and spiritual beliefs. These visual narratives serve as enduring educational tools across generations. Similarly, the Maori of New Zealand rely on oral histories known as whakapapa, which incorporate genealogies and environmental law that guide social structure and resource management. An intriguing anomaly arises with the Andamanese tribes of the Indian Ocean, who, despite their isolation, possess remarkably diverse languages and cultural practices even within close proximity. It appears that their isolation fosters a more pronounced internal variety, suggesting that communal knowledge doesn't always unify, but can also specialize within subgroups. This highlights a more complex understanding. Effective knowledge retention can lead to both unity and diversity. How does this intertwine with our central inquiry? It suggests that the way information is preserved and shared shapes the trajectory of cultural evolution and societal stability. What then sustains these traditions through time? Next, let's explore adaptive leisure strategies. A fascinating concept where downtime activities evolve to enhance survival skills subtly. This idea posits that seemingly leisurely pursuits are in fact practice grounds for crucial life skills. Among the Inuit, children engage in games like Nugluktak, where they mimic hunting seals on ice, honing stealth and patience. These playful activities are not mere distractions, but foundational training for actual hunting. Similarly, the Amazonian Yanomami incorporate horticultural and hunting skills into their communal festivities, blending fun with essential skill reinforcement. Yet there's a twist when observing the Kogi people of Colombia, who deliberately limit children's exposure to traditional games, emphasizing introspection and spiritual education instead. This deviation underscores that while leisure can serve practical purposes, it can also prioritize cultural values and philosophical teachings over immediate survival skills. How does this reflect back on our broader exploration? It reveals that leisure is not merely about rest or entertainment, but is deeply woven into the fabric of cultural transmission and skill development. What role does this play in shaping societal roles and hierarchies? Enter the concept of dynamic role fluidity, which describes the flexibility in societal roles based on situational demands. This adaptability allows individuals to switch responsibilities, ensuring group survival. In the cooperative hunting practices of the Mbuti Pygmies, roles can shift from hunter to gatherer or even shaman, depending on the community's immediate needs, demonstrating remarkable flexibility. Likewise, among the Sami reindeer herders, tasks such as herding, crafting, and trading are not rigidly assigned, but rotate based on seasonal needs and individual capabilities. This model faces an apparent contradiction in the caste-based systems of traditional Hindu societies, where roles are rigidly defined. However, closer examination reveals a subtle adaptation. Within a caste, individuals may still exhibit flexibility in roles to address community challenges, albeit within defined social boundaries. This indicates a sophisticated balance between societal stability and adaptability. How does this connect to the central theme? It emphasizes that role flexibility is a crucial component of societal resilience and resourcefulness. What larger implications does this have on our understanding of ancient human life? Lastly, there's the principle of environmental symbiosis, a concept where human activities are harmoniously integrated with the local ecosystem. This approach fosters a sustainable relationship where both human and environmental health are prioritized. The Zuni people of the American Southwest, for instance, are known to have practiced a form of agriculture that respects the region's arid conditions, employing waffle gardens that conserve water and enrich soil. These methods date back centuries and illustrate an intimate understanding of land stewardship. Similarly, the rice terraces of the Ifugao in the Philippines are an example of sustainable engineering, where complex irrigation systems maintain ecological balance. However, the introduction of modern agricultural techniques in these regions sometimes disrupts this balance, leading to soil degradation and reduced biodiversity. Ironically, these setbacks often prompt a return to traditional practices, illustrating the resilience and foresight embedded in ancient methods. How does this relate to our central exploration? It highlights the enduring legacy of ancient ecological wisdom in informing sustainable modern practices. What final insights can we draw from these glimpses into the past? As we wrap up, let's return to that evening around the fire. The simplicity of their activities belies a profound complexity, a tribute to human ingenuity and adaptability. From subsistence living and social cohesion to natural time markers and technological adaptation, these stories reveal an interconnected world where humans and environments shape each other, leaving us with a lasting legacy. Ancient humans crafted a lifestyle that in many ways resonates through time. Understanding their day-to-day lives offers a deeper appreciation of our own choices and the rhythms of modern life.